in my let's say formative years, there was a guy named Grigor Dimitrov. They call him
Mm,
Baby Fed because he
yeah.
did everything just like Roger Federer. When I see you play, I see Pete Sampras. The
Mhm.
serve's the exact same, the forehand is the same, backhand is the same. Did you ever have a nickname growing up to do with Sampras or not really?
Nah, I didn't. It only started a bit later that people started calling me Rampras, which I'm sure you've
Rampras.
probably
Okay.
heard before. But
That is funny.
Okay.
no, no, not when I was young like that. I mean, Grigor had that from like the word
Right when
go. I
people
feel
saw him,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
So for your life, what do you think the importance of emulation is and was, and how did you get it done? It's like for me at a young age, it was YouTube. I would watch like slow motion videos of whoever we could find on YouTube, and then we had like little VHS tapes. So I would have
Yeah,
like matches of. I remember Marcos Bagdatis' run to the final. I would rewatch those matches over and over, or like
yeah.
Rafa's first French Open. We had like four of those matches. We would just always rewatch. So
Yeah,
what was
dude.
it like for you? And how did
I got this
you?
cabinet back here. I don't know if you can
Yeah.
see this.
Uh
This
huh.
thing is full of VHS tapes from tennis in the like 80s. So
Okay.
like, yeah, I mean, it was the same thing, right? I mean, I didn't actually have a coach, a proper coach until I was about 12 years old, 12, 13 years old. So that's pretty late in the game considering I started tennis like when I don't remember like my first day of playing tennis.
Hmm.
So I would play with my dad, and that was sort of our thing. We would do it together, and he wasn't a tennis player, he wasn't a tennis coach. We just did it for fun. And but like that was how I learned, right? I mean, and it was a real lot tougher back in those days. To your point, there was no YouTube, there was no internet. It was all about like had to record matches when they were on TV and go back and watch them. But you know, I was lucky to grow up in a generation when there was, four or five or six great American male players that happened to be on TV all the time. And my dad was kind of like, "Well, geez, this guy seems awfully good. Why don't we try to play like him?" And there was a few things that happened. Pete was a serve and volleyer, which I kind of naturally gravitated to. He had a one-handed backhand. Obviously, he was an incredible athlete, which at the time I didn't actually even realize because so many of his other strengths overshadowed what a great athlete he was. But like some of the other stuff, and I always liked his temperament. I mean, he was a very calm, like didn't show much emotion, so I could relate to a lot of those things. And I was like, I just wanted to play like him, and that's really how I learned to play tennis was by watching and imitating.
And it yeah, it took you to two titles on the singles tour, and then obviously the slams and number one in the world as a doubles player. But you took a little bit of a, I would say, a pivot at some point. You had the pro staff prestige days,
Yeah,
and then you went to the Babolat Aero,
yeah,
like opposite racket,
big
kind of.
change, right?
Can you compare and contrast those rackets and how they affect your ability to, I guess, produce certain shots?
I mean, honestly, I wish I had been a little more open to changing that earlier. I mean, that racket was around even from when I turned pro, the racket that I use now. And I always thought, like, I don't play that way. I can't control the ball. I can't, but I never even really gave it a fair shot. I had a dear friend of mine, Stephen Umrthraj, and he coached me for like 18 months, and he kept on trying to get me to do it. And finally, one day, I grabbed one of these yellow Babolas and I hit with it. I'm like, this thing actually feels a lot like one of my old school rackets, but with like new school power and
Hmm.
ability, right? And it took me about 4 days, and I just like, this is my racket. This is it. And that was like 12 years ago. I never thought about switching rackets again. So I think for me, it's actually not like on the top end. I think with one of those old rackets, whether it's a Wilson or a Head or whatever, if you hit it well, it's amazing. It's just so hard to hit it well. So
Sweet
this
spot like
racket,
this.
yeah, man, and
Sweet spot.
this racket has allowed me to sort of not have to hit it as well, but still get something out of it. And I think with the way that tennis changed from when I was a kid to now, with poly strings especially, and how much more spin is being put on the ball, it doesn't go as linearly. Like people can hit it so much more with so much more rotation and up and down that it's just impossible to hit it in the center all the time. So
Mhm.
for me, it allowed me to like play my style as best as I could, but with that extra forgiveness.
Thanks for watching this clip. If you want to watch the full episode, the link is in the description down below.